Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Saucy Subclasses. Today we're talking about a new subclass that came out. It might not be as new as I think it is by the time this video came out, but the Way of Mercy monk from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. This is a very sexy monk, and the thematics are pretty sweet. The game mechanics as well offer a lot more in terms of how to spend your key points other than just Stunning Strike and Flurry of Blows, which is really interesting to me. There's definitely a lot of nice stuff in this subclass that I want to tell you about, because some people might not have already read through the entirety of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything cover to cover. I have. It's a very good book. I like a lot of the stuff in there. A lot of the new spells I definitely want to talk about. There's some interesting stuff in there I want to talk about as well. I might do something about all the class features that they added. I'd definitely like to talk about that at some point, because there are plenty there, and I want to tell you all about them, because I'm feeling nice and generous. Also, look at this amazing, amazing chart of how many of you are subscribed and how many of you aren't. I need you all to subscribe so that we can make the one that's smaller bigger and the one that's bigger smaller. You've probably had enough of YouTubers saying that. I have, but like, it does genuinely help, so thank you. So, The Way of Mercy, Tasha herself commented on this. Plague Doctor, some looks never go out of style. That is the theme for The Way of Mercy monk, Plague Doctor. You don't have to look like one. My Way of Mercy monk that I played for a session or two did not look like one. But here we are. So, Way of Mercy monks are kind of flavoured as both the dealers of death and life, seeing death as a mercy and life as a mercy as well. You can heal people as well as deal more damage to people that you don't think really deserve to be alive right now. And basically people who are beyond help, like people with terminal illnesses, a Way of Mercy monk is brought and they just kind of kill them, which is kind of sad. But like, yeah. You might be a member of a religious order as a Way of Mercy monk. Some might be like your typical cleric that's like, oh, I'm here to heal you. Here, take my cure wounds. Or you might be like, fucking heal. Alright, you're better. Whatever you feel like you want, you can go with it. They often don deep robes and cowls, and they're like, oh, I am mysterious and I wear a mask, presenting themselves as faceless bringers of life and death. I don't really like that. It's like, okay, your character needs to wear a mask and have a trench coat. No. Not all Way of Mercy monks are like that, so don't feel like you have to build them that way. The Merciful Mask chart that they have in here is not important in my opinion. It gives you a few recommendations for interesting masks you can wear as a Way of Mercy monk, but you don't need to. So if you feel like you want to, go ahead. You can have a raven mask, a black and white mask, a crying visage, a laughing visage, a skull, or a butterfly. But yeah, you don't have to do all that stuff. So, third level, Way of Mercy monk feature. Let's get started. You gain proficiency with the medicine skill and insight skill, as well as with the herbalism kit. You can be insightful, medicinal, and make potions for your friends. You can become the potion seller. You also get that mask thing that I talked about. You don't have to wear it. So, another third level feature is Hand of Healing. Oh, you can spend a key point in an action to heal someone within 5 feet of you, a number of hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts die, plus your wisdom modifier. Having a good wisdom as a Way of Mercy monk is a very big recommendation for me. You can consistently do a lot more healing. This is basically kind of like a free mini cure wounds that's just a key point. And when you use your Flurry of Blows, you can replace one of the unarmed strikes with a Hand of Healing for free without spending a key point. That is an amazing use for me personally, because you can do an attack and then another attack as a bonus action, and then you spend a key point and heal someone. You're going to feel a lot more efficient in the front lines and actually keeping other people alive, so that the cleric of your party doesn't have to just keep the fighter alive. They also need to keep you alive because you're a monk. Monks die a lot. So another third level feature is Hand of Harm. That's right, they're really honing in on this. So, you basically, once you've hit with an unarmed strike, you get a mini smite that you can spend a key point to do, and it's a roll of your martial arts die plus your wisdom modifier. Your martial arts die is kind of like an explanation, upgrades as you level up as a monk, and will continue to go from there, starting at a D4 and progressing all the way to a D10 by the end of the game. But around this point it will just be a D4, but when you get to 6th level, which is where you get the next feature, it should be a D6, so you should be helpful there. Physician's Touch. the 6th level Way of Mercy feature. So, when you use your Hand of Healing, you can also choose to cure a disease afflicting the creature, or end the status conditions blinded, deafened, paralyzed, poisoned, or stunned. Very good, very, very good. You get a free lesser restoration with a key point as well now. So it's worth a lot more in my opinion. At the first few levels, sure, a key point to heal someone is great, but that's often going to be someone else's job. Also, when you use your Hand of Harm on a creature, you can subject that creature to the poisoned condition until the end of your next turn. So the funny thing about this is that there's no save. It doesn't say there's a save. There should be a save there. There should be a Constitution saving throw against your key save DC to resist the poison effect. But no. Apparently you can just poison someone for free. Walk up to final big bad evil guy who isn't immune to the poison condition, pop, once a turn. And now they're just at disadvantage on everything. Wow. I talked with my DM during my small time of playing this and I said, I'm not going to use this feature. And he's like, yeah, please don't. So basically, that needs tweaking. I don't know how that stayed in. Subject that creature to the poison. There's no save. Until the end. It's like a free stunning strike, but slightly better. Like, you don't have to. You do extra damage. And. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Some of the Tasha's stuff is weird. Some of it is really weird. Like the Cyanite. It's cool as shit, but where does it fit in D&D? You're a Jedi Knight in D&D, sure, whatever. Where does that fit? Anyway, Flurry of Healing and Harm. So, at 11th level, when you use your Flurry of Blows, you can now replace each of them without spending key points for a Hand of Healing. You can do 2 Hands of Healing as a bonus action. And you can choose to Hand of Harm with your bonus action Flurry of Blows. You can only do it once a turn. You can only do Hand of Harm once a turn, which I think is balanced. But basically, you get a free Hand of Harm every turn at this point. Which is... with that poison thing earlier, it goes very crazy. And finally, the 17th level feature, Hand of Ultimate Mercy. This is, I believe, the only way outside of the spellcasting system and creature stat blocks that you can revive someone. So, as an action, you can touch the corpse of a creature that has died within the past 24 hours and spend key points, 5 of them to be exact. They return to life and come back with 4d10 plus your wisdom modifier hit points. If they died while subjected to the conditions that you can normally stop with your Hand of Healing, they're gone. And this is a once a long rest thing, but to think, by spending 5 key points and this class feature once a day, you can revive someone without monetary cost. That's really interesting to me. Late game, it's not as extraordinary, but if you don't have a designated person who can revive people in the party, this is clutch. It can also be used for roleplay reasons. A government official dies in front of you and everyone else is fighting. You can go up to the government official and revive them with a bunch of hit points and get them the heck out of there. So there's some definitely interesting features in this subclass. The thematics it definitely requires some tweaking in my opinion due to the nature of it being somewhat it recommends, it doesn't tell you that you have to be a plague doctor, but it's like, Way of Mercy monks often wear this mask and they are harbingers of both doom and light. You don't have to be that at all. So other than that, I really enjoy this subclass and I hope that you all give it a try. With that, thank you for watching this episode of Saucy Subclasses. Like, comment, subscribe, check out Patreon. You can spend £3 a month and you get a bunch of homebrew stuff that I'm working on. You can also go to our Discord and check that out. That'll all be in the description for you. Dankeschön for watching and see you soon.